The Historic West Fest was born out of a desire to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the historic West Theater. And while it didn't open as a cinema until 1941, the building was originally constructed in 1924, 1925. And this was an automobile dealership in the downtown. Really importantly, in 1941, it became the West Theater. And it has a magic and a spirit to it in that all of these historic films, Star Wars and, any other film between 1941 and the present day were shown there. This historic screen, so many first dates, so many first kisses. We've had such a long time coming in celebrating the space. Andy, you and I were talking a little bit earlier before we went on air, and I was telling you about the Meyer Theater and the Northland Hotel and so many other historic properties and spaces in Green Bay, Wisconsin, have been celebrated and have been archived and cataloged at the Neville Public Museum and the Brown County Library and by the city, the Press Gazette. All of our institutions recognize those places historically, and the West Theater is not on the map. It's not in the archives. It's like, a ghost historically, but it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places by the U.S. Department of the Interior with the kind of historical materials that we have been able to find. It's a protected space now. This is something not only locally important, although it is especially locally important, but nationally this is a landmark, a testament to cinema, a testament to Art Deco architecture, and in revitalizing this space with new life, new energy, refurbishing an artistic relevance with the modern day arts and culture that we're bringing to this space. We wanted to be able to celebrate that, try something different. We have this history with All Bands on Deck and a number of other really great programs that we've been fortunate to be able to organize and operate and direct. This was a little bit more of a passion project. Let's choose the 10 biggest artists we think we can squeeze into this little theater, and let's drag them out from across the country, and let's ask them to be part of this special anniversary, a centennial that you don't get to celebrate but once. And we're the lucky stewards of this space. After 100 years, it landed on us, so we got to do something fun. This is part of a long year of raising funds to restore and preserve this theater. We formed a nonprofit organization that holds the artistic relevance, the historic architecture mission, and so we're asking the community to come forward and join us in restoring and revitalizing it. That includes a number of really iconic parts of the facade of the Tarleton. When you drive down West Walnut Street or through the downtown of Green Bay, you see this big historic marquee. Very few of those exist in the United States anymore, and we've got ours with the opportunity to refurbish, to have it shining and chasing like you would see on old marquees. We've got arguable historical elements of the building that we want to be able to bring back. We were talking, Andy, about the tower that's at a top, hypothetically, the top of the West Theater at some point. And while it's disputed whether that tower existed or not, there's a very strong lighthouse-like beam that would have emitted from it, circling, and the letters West in box letters on the side of it, signaling to passersby driving through the downtown, what this place is to the community. This is the only West Side theater in Green Bay that existed, and it's the last standing cinema in the city of Green Bay, with all of the really beautiful elements that don't exist just anywhere else. We have an original screen that has seen the light and the color from a dozen projectors throughout 100 years of every classic film debut that you can imagine. That's pretty magical. And, it's a little probably over sentimental or poetic, but we've just got an opportunity to celebrate it. So when we've got bands like Dead Horses, who said, hey, we're open to coming and doing this, even though we just saw them sell out the Meyer Theater with 1,000 folks last year.
Such a great band.
They're amazing, and they're Wisconsin-based, and they know what it means to have something special in this state, what it means to perform in a historic space. They've done it. They know. And Green Bay loves Dead Horses. I love Dead Horses. I love every act on this bill. All Bands on Deck is such a celebration of local bands and local performers that we weren't always ready to pull in an act like this from out of town. Chicago Farmer is coming up from Chicago, a great act, and headlining the opening night, Thursday, June 13th. On Friday night, we've got Chicken Wire Empire, another great Milwaukee group like Dead Horses, more bluegrass, and just phenomenal that we get to have any of these acts at the Tarleton.
So many good ones listed. I mean, Listening Party, Trapper Shep, New Ski, Feed the Dog. I mean, these are all really great bands.
Yeah. Newski and I met at Steelbridge Songfest.
He's a ball of energy, isn't he?
He's great, and he has such a folk punk DIY attitude. Feed the Dog is coming as well. We've hosted Feed the Dog at the Tarleton. Dickstown is a Green Bay group, and we've been fortunate to host them. And Rodeo Borealis is debuting their group on Saturday, June 15th. This is an amalgamation of folks from past, formerly popular bands like Muddy Utters and the Liver Killers, and Maddie Day is in this group as well. So it's a super group, really, and you got a lot of great folks in that group who are going to rock the Saturday night with some bluegrass. Now we're also hosting a number of the groups and the festival at the Tracks, which of course is our extension of the Tarleton. It's live music based. It's a Tarleton venue, and Motherwind, who we've hosted at both the Tarleton and at the Tracks, are coming and starting the week off there on Thursday, June 13th. 20 Watt Tombstone we're welcoming back. We love Tom Jordan and 20 Watt Tombstone, and he's headlining Friday, June 14th. Supporting our Keith Daniels Psycho Swamp Stomp Band and Salty Dog, both of who have performed at the Tracks. And on Friday, June 14th, Stephen Cooper and the Nobody Famous with High Gallows. Stephen Cooper and I go back to Steelbridge too. And Newski and Cooper and I, we work together all the time at the Steelbridge Songfest. But Stephen and his group, the Nobody Famous, are this super power horn group with so much energy, old soul. Coop works on these really retro 50s and 60s, cars and trucks, and he's living the rockabilly dream. He's keeping that alive, and you can tell in his music he's amazing. All in all, this is a humongous week. You won't see a live music festival like this in Green Bay around again unless we pull this off and we do it. And so this kind of offering is just something really special that we get to say, this is a creative brainchild of ours and something fun, a passion project like that.
Again, it's a historic West Fest, Thursday, June 13th through the 15th, taking place simultaneously at the Tracks and the Tarleton. Where can people go to find out where to buy tickets? I think it's all on the Tarleton website, isn't it?
Yeah, thetarleton.com, and you can visit any of the different projects that we're working on there. We've linked in through our website, historicwestfest.org, and at thetracksgb.com. All of those exist on the same site, but you're welcome to follow any of those links individually to go directly to the information about that venue or that festival.